Today I want to talk about the Parsha Tissa. This is such a wonderful Parsha, and it deals with so many profound elements. But one of the things that I find most interesting in this Parsha is the teaching concerning the nature of Judaism as a whole, the Torah as a whole, which is that Judaism is really a way of fire. It is a path, not so much of water, though there are elements of that, not so much of earth, though there are elements of that, but it's really a path of fire, a path of passion. For the Torah seeks to give us a path by which passion is valued and empowered. In this Parsha of Tissa, the tribes make a golden calf, and the figure of God is so angry at this process of them turning away from the Lord that he's going to destroy them. Oh, it's very dramatic. And Moses holds on to him, and it says literally, and Moses entreated God not to do this. And it teaches that Moses stood in prayer until fever began to consume him. Achilu, sickness. But it is read instead by the Talmud, what was this achilu? Said Rabbi Eliezer in Tractate Brachos, it is a fire, it was a fire in his bones. That fire in the bones is what was necessary to make a change. That fire in the bones is what is necessary to help make change in the world. To be human requires us to have a fever in a certain kind of a way. It is not just the human condition to seek to move toward tranquility, but it is the human condition that if we wish to help each other or to make a saving in the world, we have to have that kind of fever, the heat of being human. People sometimes ask, what was the actual sin of the golden calf? The actual sin, according to our teachers, was the calf is called Egel, and in Aramaic it is called Ba'agala, or something that happens very quickly, immediately, suddenly. Meaning to say they wanted the transformation of the world, but they wanted it right now, immediately. The sin was not the making of the calf, but the belief that through that quick process, a true lasting change can happen. But what is required is oftentimes a fire, again, a fire in the bone, that is to say, a deep transformation of the very self. By looking deeply and seeing behind the masks of things, of what is really and truly needed. Nachman, one of our blessed teachers of the tradition, says, if you have eyes to see, you can see in the face of the student the face of their teacher. And according to the tradition, when a student receives the teacher's wisdom, they receive their teacher's face. Meaning to say that there's a way in which we stand in terms of making a true transformation. We stand on each other's shoulders again and again, learning from generation to generation to generation. That fever in the bone, that fire in the bone, is necessary to make a transformation for each other, because it is the fire of compassion, that we pray for each other and we pray for even ourselves. Our tradition says that Moses, his grandson, was an idol worshiper and a priest of idol worshippers. So that when he was praying for the entire people, that God should not be angry with them, he's praying for himself, for his generations, for his sons, his daughters, and for all of the people. Meaning to say, that which is close and that which is far is part of that inner transformation that occurs when we are able to take on that deep passion of transformation. It is said, and was taught, that Rabbi Jonathan ben Uziel, that when he was sitting meditating, he was so intense in his meditation, so much fire, that a fire went up from his mind and it would burn whatever bird was flying up above him. The Holy Sfas Emes teaches, that was very high indeed. But his teacher, the great Hillel, when he was meditating, a fire went up, but the bird went through unchanged and unharmed. Fire in the heart, fire in the bone, fire in the face is meant to transform us, but it is not meant to burn or to destroy. It is meant to help make a transformation in the world, for ourselves, for our children, for each other. The sin of the egel, the sin of the calf, was not the sin of making the calf. It was to believe that that fire and the transformation that comes from it can happen immediately. When a transformation like that happens immediately, then the fire that comes out of it is one that consumes. But if it happens more gradually, if we can embrace it, then the fire that comes out helps to give light and heat, but does not destroy.